Hello everybody, Captain Marty Brill here on Friday, October the 10th, and we had the wind picked up as expected, and nothing going on offshore, but we had some really good fishing going on our piers yesterday. I will tell you all about it as we're looking into a really blustery several days. I'll be right back.
Electricity, something I don't mix well with at all, and that's why I only trust the folks at ELS OBX. ELS OBX offers a variety of services from custom electrical installations to lighting design. ELS OBX has the experience and know-how to complete any job. They're committed to providing the highest quality lighting and electrical installations or service at affordable prices. Visit them online at elsobx.com to get a brighter idea of how shockingly awesome they are. See what I did there? ELS OBX, electrical and lighting solutions you can count on.
Red Drum Tackle in Buxton is the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras. And being the closest tackle shop to Cape Point, Red Drum Tackle has been welcoming fishermen to Hatteras Island with a wide selection of bait and tackle, skilled custom rod builds, rod and reel repair, expert knowledge and information since 1974. Red Drum Tackle knows how, when, and where to fish. To acquire this fishing brain power, visit them online at reddrumtackle.com. Red Drum Tackle, the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras and the closest to Cape Point in Buxton.
All right, so nobody offshore the seafood platter fleet down in Hatteras. They had to lay up after working really hard, coming up with good catches of mahi, king mackerel, wahoo, and blackfin tuna. The Oregon Inlet fleet having good catches of mahi. They've had some mixed blackfin and yellowfin fishing, a little bit of a sailfish bite, and both fleets, of course, having those wahoo. But nobody fished yesterday. Nobody's going to be fishing today. Nobody's going to be fishing probably through the weekend, is what I would think. So, that being said, the rough weather, the stirred up ocean, no good for that kind of stuff. But guess what? It's really good if you're a drum fisherman. Yesterday, I was chatting with Tony Lombardi of walkingangler.com, and to quote him, he said, looked like all the piers had drums. And I went and checked, and sure enough, every pier reported big drum yesterday. I don't know if the numbers were like crazy, but they were widespread. It's really good when you have piers from all the way down in Avon and Rodanthe, and then all the way up to Kitty Hawk, and they all are reporting big drum catches. That's some really, really good fishing. So the big drum bite is, yes, I know it's challenging. It's difficult if you're a novice, but take heart, because there was also bluefish, pompano, and sea mullet, along with a few croakers caught. There's a little bit of a small fish bite going on. That includes some of these 3 to 6 pound bluefish. So, you don't have to be out there in the end of the pier with the superheroes. Just go ahead and find your place closer to the beach, closer to the wash, and get you some pan frying fish. Those big drum are really fun to catch, but you can't keep them. So you got a better chance at a puppy drum a little bit closer to the beach. And there's been some drum up and down the beach. I heard of a few in Buxton, a few in Rodanthe. And again, bluefish, sea mullet, and pompano in the surf. But our surf is going to get really big and really hard to hold bottom. And so it is what it is this time of year. Thankfully, we're not battling hurricanes. We're just battling low pressures, cold fronts, things like that are coming up and down the coast this time of year. It's a great day today to do what I used to love to do in Hatteras with my family, with my first 2 years in Hatteras, and we'd be blown out like this in the fall. My family would have rented a house, and we would play Monopoly and cards all day long, and those were some of my fondest memories of Hatteras. Some of the locals would stop by, and a blow day on the Outer Banks is just a really special thing, to be honest with you. So we had that going on. We'll take a little break right here. I'll come back. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the backcountry, and then I'm going to talk to you about our captains of the year for the Oregon Inlet fleet. Hey y'all, Captain Marty here, and when I was looking for a top quality mower, I went to the best, and the best is A&W Sales in Pinetown. Now at A&W Sales, they carry top quality brands like the Bad Boy zero-turn mowers, of which I own one now for 15 years. American-made, heavy-duty machines built to handle anything from backyard touch-ups to commercial jobs. They've proudly sold and serviced Bad Boy mowers for over 15 years. How about if you're in need of a trailer? A&W Sales carries the full line of Big Tex trailers, the best-selling trailer brand in the entire nation. Visit them in-store or online at awsalesnc.com, where tough equipment meets trusted service. So in the backcountry, it was a little bit of activity going on yesterday. Backcountry guys in Hatteras, puppy drum, speckled trout, bluefish, and sheephead. That's nothing new. That's an everyday thing. I know Ricky Scarborough down there, Rick Scarborough, is one of my favorite old friends out of Teachers Lair Marina, and he has been nailing them. Good, fun fishing. And some of them can get out when the offshore boats on the other side of the island can't. There's a big drum bite, really, really good, but you want to be a little careful over these next few days because the wind is not going to be something you want to fool around with. We've had a great fall so far on big drum, mainly because they're widespread. You've been listening to me. You've been hearing me talk about the backside of Ocracoke Island. You've been hearing me talk about those inshore guys out of Hatteras, backcountry guys. You've been hearing me talk about Gray Davis sailing out of the Englehart area with hide guides and doing really well. And then we've also talked a lot about what's back of Oregon Inlet and below Wanchese for those drum fishermen. So that's all one group of drum or several groups of drum. And then you got the drum out on the surf on the piers. Really been a good, I'd say really been a good year for drum fishing. Now I also mentioned the East-West banquet was night before last, and it was that's a banquet that is for the Oregon Inlet fleet. That includes the Oregon Inlet Fishing Center, the marinas in Wanchese, Pirates Cove Marina, and in that process they choose teams. It's called the East-West Tournament, and they choose teams in the beginning of the year. And it originally started when the Oregon Inlet Fishing Center was the only game in town, and it was the east side of the marina versus the west side. But now, if they choose teams, it's really not geographical anymore. But they fish all year, every day at 2:30. They tally up the billfish count, the billfish releases, or in case they had one in the boat. And then whatever had the most billfish for that day wins for the day. The team wins for the day. Whoever has the most days, whichever team has the most days at the end of the year, they win for the year. And the losers, the losing team, which is roughly half of the fleet, have to pay for the banquet, the East-West banquet. That's a roast, a dance, a shindig. Everybody dresses up. They do clean up pretty good, most of them. And they have a big time. And everyone that participates, every captain and every mate, gets to vote on Captain of the Year. And they pick two, one from each team. And I'll tell you that I was pleased with both of the choices this year. And remember, people voted from all of the marinas, but both of the winners were from the fishing center. Arch Breacher on the Pelican was one of the captains of the year, and a sentimental favorite of mine, Captain Dickie Harris on the Fantastic, was the other. Now, you know, he's been helping us and giving us a lot of information on the fishing report, but he has sold his boat. He is retiring in the next about 2 weeks. I think he told me on the 4th of November. His time on the Fantastic is over. He was the mate on there when it was the sportsman with Cap Mommy Tillett, and then he went on to a distinguished career. And he's going to retire. Good for him. I'm really, really thrilled for him. Another young guy has bought the boat and will keep it in service at Oregon Inlet at the fishing center as a charter boat. So Dickie was quite honored, and I am really just, for both him and for Arch Breacher, two of the finest captains in the fleet, and my congratulations goes out to them. So that is it. That is our fish report. While we watch the wind blow and the swell get big, play some Monopoly, play some cards. And if you have a couple drinks in you, play some Twister. And you'll be glad you did. May the good Lord bless you. Have a great day.